Welcome to another episode of The Couch Coach. You're about to watch a real one-on-one coaching call with me and an IV industry member, which is part of our efforts to help flippers unlock their flipping potential. IV Industry blends a weekly mastermind with personalized sessions like this so that flippers can get the tailored guidance they need to reach the next level. If you're curious or interested, just click on the IV Industry link below and start your application today. I'll see you on the other side. Just describe the problem that you're trying to solve and then let's dig into it.
Okay, so the problem I'm trying to solve is that we get the majority of our stuff right now from pickup ads, whether that's free or paid. And I just spend a lot of time having the exact same email conversation over and over and over, like 5 times a day. And when I'm doing other stuff, sometimes my response time isn't very good, even though it's the same thing over and over. And I just feel like it could be automated and just give me more time back to do important things besides emailing. I could always hire like a VA or whatever, but I'd rather automate it than pay someone $1,000 a month.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of these tasks that you could hand to a VA, and
now you don't need to.
You don't need to, yeah, because if it's like a low, doesn't require a high level of mental effort to be responsive to these people. So like things I think that you're going to see are customer service and just like email management being relegated to AI as opposed to VAs. VAs are good, especially if you find a good one, highly motivated. Maybe you pay them $5-10 an hour, but they're still people, and people need to be managed. And so, you have to be on top of them. Are they at their desk? And so working with AI, you remove all of that from the equation, and you also have instant execution, right? So if I were to work with a contractor for writing blogs, for example, me and him would get on a call, we'd discuss some blog ideas, he'd go off and write it and then come back like a week later, here's the blog, and then, there's like a revision process. So whereas if I were to do blog writing with AI, I get instant execution. I get to see that appear, literally get written in front of my eyes, and then I can give instant feedback. So it's just massively cut down the revision and iteration cycle on some projects. So before, I guess I have some ideas about how we could manage this. Why don't we go through your current workflow and solution? I think you've built out some automation already, right?
Not really around this. I have for other things, but not really for this. Although now that you say that, I'm like, there's definitely things I could do without even needing like an AI agent or anything. But basically, do you want me to just go from like start to finish, like how I do it?
Okay. Absolutely.
So a submission comes in, and we have a tool called Front, where it handles all of our text messages and email, and you can it's a little bit better than just using Gmail. Like, I'm not really sure how to explain why it's better, but basically it comes in on Front, and then I'll get a notification, and then it'll have their name, email, phone number, pictures of the couch, and then the other details that come with the free pickup form. So then I'll look at that, and then I'll respond either saying that we can take it for free, or if it's like junk, like I may offer a quote to pick it up for a fee if we aren't super busy that week, or I'll just say like, hey, this isn't something we can pick up, and then I refer them to somebody else if we just don't have time to even do it for a fee that week. And so, but when I say it's free, it's the same template every time, and then it just ends in how soon do you need your furniture removed? And then they almost always reply with just when they need it removed, and then we just go right into scheduling, and it's like a 2 or 3 email thing that all comes off the templates. And so it seems like it could definitely be automated pretty easily.
Yeah, and at that level, you may not realistically even need AI to manage these pickup forms. So there are a couple things. First is the assessment of the request.
Right.
I think this is probably going to be the more difficult thing. The AI may make mistakes on this because it's not going to reach 100% parity with your decision making, right? Like you have all this experience, you're a human being, you have a brain, and so you're looking at the thing and you're kind of assessing, can I make money on this first and foremost? Um, and then second, it's the scheduling, so the communication for the scheduling. And then third, it's the 5% other cases where
Yeah.
a simple back and forth is not going to be sufficient. And the thing to do in those cases is probably say like, hey, at this point, Colin should get involved.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of because I was asking ChatGPT about this, and that's basically what it said. It was like just give it like a confidence interval or a confidence level, and if it's above that threshold, then it'll reply. If it's below that threshold of confidence, then it will just push it to me as like an edge case. And so I was basically going to start by having it only do the emails that come after I decide whether or not we can take it or not, and then just have it do a draft instead of sending the email. And that way it'll just automatically have a draft for me to come read. And I'm just wondering if there's a way to like train it off of that, because then me approving the draft or not is almost like feedback, if that makes sense. And it can just use the templates we already have, so I feel like it should be pretty straightforward.
So while these AI models do use user feedback in your discussion to, overall train the model, what I found is that if it's just consecutive responses in a thread, that it learns the context of the thread, but it's not quite the same as like building your own personal AI model and telling it, exactly what the right cases are. And these AIs also tend to hallucinate in some cases. So I think let's divide this into two problems, because we know that there's like a decision making process, decision making and interaction process that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And we know that just using ChatGPT or any other LLM, that you could probably get it to make the right decision in like 90% of cases. But then there's another component of this, which is the execution. And so you actually need this to be like monitoring your inbox and being responsive, which is another ballgame, right? And that's really, I think, where you're going to get most of the time savings, other than just mentally processing the emails that are coming in. It's like you want it to be fast and responsive. So
Yeah.
I think
So
the first thing,
the benefit would be twofold. It would be I get the time back from answering emails, and also the response time is going to go way up, which is like I'm sure that I'm pretty good about it, but I can almost guarantee there's like a few slipping through the cracks from me not being able to respond quick enough, since I have so many other things I have to do.
So first, let's focus on the execution piece, because the decision making we know we can do if we have sufficient enough time to engineer the right prompt and then give some more tailored guidance to the LLM. But whether it's an instant response or you're running this periodically, kind of like a script, and it's able to interact with your browser, is an important question. I'm not currently familiar with any tools that are integrated with your inbox to answer these responses. I think there's something like probably Go High Level.
I think I can do it with Zapier. Because I have a Zapier tab open.
Okay.
Should I share my screen? Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Share screen.
That's probably the best way. Do I do screen or presentation?
Screen.
Okay. You can see me in Zapier right now, right?
Yes, I can see you.
Zapier is integrated with Front App, so I think I can have a trigger where, let's see if it has the right trigger. Sometimes it's frustrating. It's like limited triggers. New inbound message.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And then, I can even choose which inbox, which would be
And you have
online.
an inbox for pickups. Okay, perfect.
Specifically for pickups, yeah. Online submission. Two. I don't think I have. So, yeah.
So the easy, I mean, what's happening with these pickup submissions, I'm guessing, is they're just filling out a form on the website.
Yeah.
So depending on your form builder, most form builders, it should allow you to have a static subject line. So that subject line could read pickup form submission, for example. And then you could trigger this Zap whenever an email comes in with the subject line pickup form submission. That's
Yeah.
probably the easiest trigger.
You know what is actually going to be a little bit better in this case is so when it comes in, it's going to say the subject is going to be free pickup request. But then once I respond with the initial response, like after I assess the couch, the template will change the subject line to something else. And so what I can do is I can trigger it off an outbound message with that subject line, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that could work too. But let's try the former. So
Okay.
in that event, maybe we can automate the entire conversation and in the assessment. So I think what should happen in an ideal world is that in the 90% of cases where it's able to make a decision, it does. And in the 10% of cases it is not able to make a decision, it uh, escalates it and then you can respond personally.
Okay. So are you saying I should trigger it from front or from the actual? Well, yeah, I guess I should trigger it from front. Do I just?
Trigger it from front based on having a new inbound message with the subject line for your pickup form submissions.
Sometimes it'll say from where it's from, so I don't want to say exactly. But if
Yeah.
it says free pickup, then I know. Cool. And so yeah, it would have passed. And so
Yeah,
then
and just a recommendation, if you're going to use this as a trigger in the future, I would change the subject line of the email so that it's pretty unique to these form submissions because, I don't know, maybe you do get some other emails where they have free pickup in the subject line somewhere.
yeah, I
And
could just make
so,
it the exact one, I guess.
yeah, that's, just to handle the edge cases, right?
Yeah.
But not a huge deal. So, okay, now we have the ability to trigger some workflow in Zapier based on this condition. And the question is, what can we integrate Zapier with that does the processing for us?
Yeah.
So let's take a look. Yeah. What
Um,
is it? What does it integrate with?
I mean, ChatGPT. Sure, it has most Claude. Or here, let's AI category. Well, that's their AI. Yeah, Claude.
Okay, and you have a ChatGPT Pro subscription.
Yeah, but I tried doing a Zap with ChatGPT one time. I think I need to like buy tokens or something. I think.
Okay, let's try it.
It says I won't have enough tokens, even though I've never used it at all. So I don't know how I ran out of something I never used. But yeah, analyze image content with vision.
It should probably be the scroll down. So wait, scroll up a little. Conversation with assistant.
Send the chat. Generate.
Yeah, it's either conversation or conversation with assistant.
Response. Originally storing the message history.
Yeah, it looks like conversation with assistant is what you want.
Yeah.
And select your account.
Let's see, but like, this is where I'm like not sure. Because it wants to give me a prompt, so I guess the thing is there's like multiple factors. Because if we're gonna go off of the initial submission, we have to look at the zip code, the picture. So first we have to check to see if the zip code's even like within the range of being able to pick up,
Mhm.
and then we have to look at um, whether or not it's something we can pick up based off the pictures. And there's like a thing is there any stains or damage, and then you look at that answer. Those are like the three main things that we're going off of. So
Yeah. So uh, ChatGPT Assistant, I just looked this up, would allow you to build an AI assistant within your own app, but you can only do that with their API. So it's not something that you can configure with their chat interface. So let's go back and do conversation. Okay. Scroll down. Let's see here. So the assistant, this is where you'd like give it the instructions to be able to make the response to the user message.
this is like the prompt, right?
This is well, go over explain field. Required
So
field.
the latest email. So I feel like
Yeah.
this isn't the best step to go from just their submission. No.
No, it could be because you can give it the instructions. If you scroll down a little bit in the box, conversation box, you can see the assistant instructions. So this is where you could give it the info that it needs to respond to this conversation, whether or not it's accepted or not. And then I think in terms of like doing the pickup, instead of having an email back and forth, you probably just want to give them a calendar link where they can book a pickup window.
The part there is that we have I don't want them to be able to pick their time because then I'm driving like all over the place. I want to assign them a window, which is how we do it. So that way it's just more like efficient logistically. And if I just gave them a calendar link, then like we'd end
Yeah,
up wasting
so
gas
I
time.
would I would maybe start with like a large window. So it's like a 3 hour chunk of time, 4 hour chunk of time. And then you
Um,
make a couple of those available every week. You could also send different links based on like where the form is originating from, because you guys are out and about all the time, right? It's like
yeah,
5 6 days a week. So if it was someone with less volume, I would think the self booking solution is less efficient. But like, I don't know, maybe you divide Dallas, Fort Worth into three main pickup areas, and you do pickups in one area this part of the week, pickups in another area another part of the week.
mm. I hear you. I just don't want to change how we're doing it right now.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
I
I get
just
it. It's like you're going to have an potential efficiency loss, right? And that's always
yeah
the case when you're evaluating adding in new tech. But okay, let's burn that bridge when we get to it, right? So I think the basic situation here is that you can trigger a response based on the inbound message. You can also tell it what it's responding to, and then you can also contextualize what like how it should be responding. And so the assistant instructions are where you're going to feed it the data that it needs on how to assess what's being offered, and therefore, whether it should accept the free pickup, it should charge for the pickup, or if it should escalate to you.
yeah
But the other thing is you can see this tokens field, and it
yeah
so so this obviously is working through ChatGPT's API.
yeah
And so this is probably the limitation that you ran into before. It's unclear whether or not you have any tokens
yeah.
based on your subscription. You may not have any yet. So, and this is why we're testing the workflow first. So let's just try and like enter some dummy stuff in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just front testing whether or not like the bones of the integration work. So just start filling out some stuff. It doesn't have to be, could be whatever.
Okay, let's put the image from the person.
I would just put the required fields. You don't need to fill out all the fields.
Okay. Auto. Dude,
Yeah,
there's
it,
way
it
more.
doesn't matter. I would just pick anything. Pick
Okay, so for
anything.
them
Just type in test.
right here.
Yep, just type in test.
Oh, you're just saying to see about the token thing. Okay.
Yeah. All right, scroll down. See if there are any other retired fields. Okay.
No, there's not. See your current quota. Please check your plan and billing details for more information. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, got it. And let me do a quick Google search here. How do you get ChatGPT tokens? Okay, so you need to go to ChatGPT in your browser.
I have it. I have two different windows. One is like my work Gmail, and I think I'm logged in. What do I do once I get to GPT?
So you need to sign up for an OpenAI account, create an API key within the OpenAI dashboard. So I think this is not ChatGPT. You got to go to OpenAI actually.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can do this. Because once again, this is through their API platform.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just in another window. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see it, but it's okay.
API platform. Got it. Okay, I'm there, and then how do I get tokens from there? Or I generate an API key.
Yes.
Search that. It looks like I have one. Yeah, that's how I connected in the first place. Yeah, I did this like last month. It looks like.
Okay.
So I think I just have to get uh, tokens. Yeah, I think I just have to add a billing method because I'm already connected with the API key.
I see. So do you have a paid plan with
Yeah, I guess
ChatGPT?
it just wants me to add. I guess I have to add it separately, is what I'm saying. Like a billing
What do you
method.
mean?
Like the card, it's wanting me to add it again.
Oh, yeah, try it again.
Just like I have the 20-month plan,
Mhm.
but I guess it wants me to Christ use the full 9-digit postal code. It's being retarded. Here you go. Initial $10. Automatic recharge. Didn't you say Claude was free?
All of the LLMs have like free and paid subscription levels.
But I mean for the
So,
API.
like for our use case, we are able to use a certain amount of API tokens for free with Claude. Yeah.
Okay, let me refresh it. Yep,
I
it
think
works
even on
now.
the free plan, of ChatGPT, you have like some ability to consume tokens.
But yeah, it works now that I added the card.
Okay, great. Let's publish it. And now let's test it.
See if it gets triggered.
Yes. So just send yourself an email with that pickup line, with the subject line,
Um,
with the subject line.
It'll probably be easiest if I just do a dummy form submission.
Yeah, perfect.
That email is literally only for submissions. Okay. As soon as a new
All right, and can you change your screen sharing and share the entire screen instead of just the window?
yes. Is it not switching when I go from other window or other tabs?
No, it's just staying on the Zapier tab. Okay, now we're good to go. So go to your Gmail inbox. Let's see if the okay, you got the pickup request. Oh, you're getting a lot of
Yeah.
these.
Oh yeah.
I see
Okay.
the problem you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It's when they're crap. I just ignore it, and then I should
Okay.
be responding to those people.
Yeah, you should. Right. I run into the same problem. So this you just sent in. Okay, perfect. Let's see if it triggered the zap.
Yep.
So the way to do it would be to go to your inbox.
Here.
Yeah. So and then go to sent.
Oh, it should be sending me an email. It would be sending
Should
me
be
that.
should be responding. Yeah. So go to sent.
Well, it would be down here below this.
Yeah. Well, go to sent and let's see. I don't know exactly how the interface works with.
I don't think it's. I just think it produces the text like for you, and then you'd have to manually put like a send email in Zapier step. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty certain that's what it is.
Okay, got it. So let's try that. So let's add in the additional steps to allow it
Get
to
it to
send a response back.
okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. So like it, you've sent the information to the model, it drafts a response, and then you send that response
Yeah,
back
here's
in
what
front.
it said. Looks like you're testing this response. How can I assist you with that?
Perfect.
Send an email or send reply. applies to a conversation with the front trigger. So,
Yeah.
reply. Conversation item. Well, I need to go redo this one. So it's not sending it to that person that actually sent it. So where is this guy? Nope, that's an actual person. Why wouldn't it find it? Yeah. Well, this is stupid.
So it looks like source message is what it would be. No.
I can't find.
Just type in source.
It doesn't have anything that says my freaking email or the email that came in. Zapier can be sold. Let's see. See, it says summary of the message content. It's literally, I'm going to have to parse out the email. Oh, that's so annoying. It's putting all the text.
Hold on. Messages to recipients. Scroll up a little. Conversation from.
That's not the email that I.
Oh, that's not the email. Okay, scroll up a little.
The only place I saw it was in the summary of the message, body of the message.
Mm-hmm. That's strange. Keep scrolling. It must be in here somewhere.
It might not. I've messed around with this stuff quite a bit.
Wait.
It's all the contact.
Handled messages sender.
Because the email is not coming from this email. It's just in the email. Because it's
submission. Right. That's because of the form submission.
We could connect it to the form submission though.
Yeah, let's do that.
But then it wouldn't put it in the same conversation thread as it is in front, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of need to do the front step. And then there's like an email parsing tool. I mean, I can do it. It's just boring. It's going to take a minute.
I mean, one hack is you put their email in the subject title or some other field, but that's a little janky because now you have that going out to them.
Yeah. I could always do that part later, and we could for now just manually fill it in just to test it.
Well, no, wait. This is triggering my OCD, so
trust me.
What is your form builder? Maybe we can connect your form builder and we extract the email.
WP forms.
Yeah, so maybe we can extract the email from the form builder.
From like the latest submission? Yeah, maybe. What? No. You have to do a custom API request.
Okay.
There's not easy, but there's like a relatively easy way to do it. It's called parse.
You're gonna extract it from the email. Okay.
I don't know why it's not letting me do freaking email parser. Oh, actually.
when you go to WP Forms, uh,
The problem is if we trigger it from WP Forms, it's not gonna have the right email threading. You know what I mean?
right?
Like it's not gonna
They're not
come
going to.
from that same email thread that we do the submissions from currently.
Yeah, I mean, it may you may not need it, right? Because it's like they submitted a form and now they're getting a response.
I'm thinking. Um,
Like it doesn't have to be a response to the form, right? It just needs to be a response.
yeah, I just want to keep. I think let's try it that way. Because we can probably still use front and then the conversation ID. Uh, I have it. Okay, let's try. I think I know. We can do it. We can run it from the WP Forms trigger, and then do like a front find conversation, and then find it based off the email. We'd have to do parsing then too. We'll see. We'll see. Find conversation where do you see what I'm trying to do here? I'm trying to find the conversation so we can put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Search body of conversation. I think this might be it.
So let's skip over this step for now,
Okay.
and then let's just make sure that you can get the email from WP Forms and trigger the Zap.
That I've done a million times. That for sure works.
Okay, let's set it up.
Yeah, that's set up. So WP, like, yeah, when someone submits now, it'll it'll trigger it, and then you want me to just test to make sure it's triggering.
Yes, and then trigger the response back.
Trigger the response.
Yeah.
So, well, shit, it needs the conversation ID. That's the problem. So we have to. Let me do that step real quick because it needs the conversation ID to know
Okay.
where. Because I can just use the email from the WP Forms and the inbox on online submissions. see how this works. Does it have that? Yeah, it has that. Channel out. Multiple. App return conversation have been received on multiple channels. Must set channel out. I think I got it somewhere. Yep. I need to change the from, but yeah, it worked.
Okay, perfect. So now we just need to make this intelligent.
Yeah.
So this is good, and this is like an SOP you should have defined anyway. Like if you had a VA, for example, and the VA is the one that's helping you assess whether or not it should be free or paid pickup or escalated, they would do the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's true.
do you have that written down somewhere? Like, what are the criteria that you make an assessment?
No, because I'm the only one that's ever done it, really, so I don't have it written down. Although I feel like I think about it clearly enough. Because I have, when I used to drive the truck, I would have the dude in the passenger seat do it, so I feel like I kind of know how the step by step explain it. So first is you check the zip
Let's
code,
go to ChatGPT.
like an actual ChatGPT window.
Yeah, actual ChatGPT, and then we're going to ask it to help us engineer a prompt. Say like you're the world's best prompt engineer, something like that. It's fine. Yeah.
It's not letting me type.
World's best prompt engineer. Help me engineer a prompt to allow ChatGPT to understand how to respond to um, like form submissions on my website, and we could even say free pickup form submissions on my website. Yeah, let's start there. It should ask you some questions. There you go. All right, so let's make sure to include these three things. So let's just go one by one, answer these questions. What is the business? I have a couch a used furniture business.
I would say we run ads to.
I don't think that context. I don't think that context is necessary. Let's just talk about the business itself. So, it's a couch flipping business. So, people will submit forms on my website to have couches removed from their home. The form submission will include the following details. And then all the details that it includes. The AI needs to assess the couch. The AI needs to assess the couch's resale value, and then decide if it is eligible for free pickup or paid pickup. Free pickup, paid pickup, or if a human should escalate if it's unclear, or if it should escalate to a human if it's unclear.
Free pickup.
Paid pickup, paid removal, if you will.
Paid removal.
Or if it should escalate to a human because it cannot make a clear decision. Okay, and then next, I would start listing out how you go through and make that decision.
Am I still answering question 1, or is this like a response to all of them?
So like it just kind of gave you some parameters.
Yeah.
Right. And so now we're just going through and like we're going to give it a response, and then we can ask it. And this is the context. We're going to ask it to draft the knowledge base for the assistant. But I think we have to go now and actually add in the information about how you make the decision.
Okay. So the first,
and they're typically photos, right?
Yeah, there is always photos.
Yeah, and those photos hopefully get passed on to the AI through Zapier, because I think that's a key part of the assessment.
I think it is.
What I've seen is that AIs are actually pretty good at assessing the condition, even like the make, model, from photos that you have.
At some point, we're gonna have to like give it a list of zip codes. To make sure it's within 20 miles of our location. Then what would I do? I look at the zip code, and then I would look at the line where it says, is there any stains or damage?
And then I would add your location too. So what I would do here, I would say, then I assess the condition of the couch,
Like
and
after that
then
line, then
yeah,
I look at the photos to assess.
that I would say then after you look at the location, you assess the condition, and the way I assess the condition is like the self-reported information in addition to the photos, and then I would give it some grading system to figure out if it's like this is poor, this is good, this is like new, you know, and the photos. Okay, perfect. And then let's come up with like 4 categories, which are like poor,
I'll do like
yeah,
I rate the furniture, or I put the furniture into one of 4 categories.
yes.
Uh, Poor, fair, good, must have.
Perfect. And do you pick up fair or only good and must have? Like free pickup?
Mm, just depends
Okay.
how busy we are.
Yeah, okay.
That's another factor where it's like, it's not always. Sometimes I'm more picky than other times,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to
You're
have the AI know that.
you have to let some things go. You have
Yeah,
to. So like for example, um, if you really want to be organized with your pickup and delivery schedule, then one thing that you have to let go of is if there's a really nice couch posted on Marketplace, like you might be motivated to like close the deal today and go pick it up today. And
yeah,
that's like the hustle mentality thing to do, but it doesn't scale,
right,
right?
exactly.
Because then you're like running around town looking for that one deal.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have a driver, et cetera, then you need to put them on a schedule, right? So
I,
there's just another example
I guess I would
of
have it lean towards just good and must have. That way, we're not busy and it says a fair one, and then I have to like, I don't want to go pick up a fair couch when we're busy. You know what I mean?
yeah. Or you
So
could say if it's fair, you escalate it.
yeah, could do that. So if it's good, so then we tell it what to do in each of these situations now,
Um,
or what do we
well,
do?
I would describe what each of these categories are.
Okay, 4 would mean an old style.
So, and just to be clear, this step is about the condition, but are you only assessing the condition and then you assess like the style and the brand, or are you assessing all of these things at once
At
to try?
once.
Yeah. So let's I think for the GPT, let's break it into steps. First is the condition, and then let's think about like the marketability of it.
Okay, so then shouldn't we put
Poor is like it's
for
damaged, like super stained, uh, you know, hair, piss all over it, things like that, basically. And then fair, you know, nothing structural, but definitely old and
okay?
something like that.
So
And
poor
just
would
give it,
be um, moderately to heavily stained, rips or tears larger than a few inches, or any tears not rips or tears larger than a few. I'll just say that. Uh, Damaged frame or damaged leather or heavily fair, light, nerd, stay, warm. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Sorry, eating
Oh,
eating watermelon. Okay, next thing, try to assess the value of the couch. So then you're looking at like the style, how popular it is, the color, the brand, the model.
and style, brand, okay.
Okay. Now, how do you make the decision then about whether or not it's eligible for free or paid?
Um, Again, partly it's just like I know it when I see it because I've done it so much, but um, I'm trying to think of how to tell it to the chat. Do you think I should tell it like based off like a number for the resale value?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So all these factors put together determine what the resale value of the couch is, and if I can make $300, I don't know what your cutoff is. If
Yeah, I
I
would
can
say
make
300.
300 reselling it because and it's like in decent condition, or like let's say good to must have condition, then it is eligible for free pickup.
I'm so bad at spelling that. Condition that is
You don't need to know how
eligible.
to spell anymore.
Exactly. That's why I'm so bad at it.
Yeah.
Must have a condition that is eligible for. Then it is eligible for free pickup. Cool.
Then give it the information for if what is eligible for paid pickup, and then what is not eligible for any pickup. Or if it can't make a decision, then it should escalate.
I'm trying to think of how to do it. Because sometimes I don't want to quote fees because it's not worth our time if we're busy. So maybe I should just make anything that isn't a free pickup like push to me. I don't know. What do you think?
So the thing we're uncertain about is like, can you actually trigger a different email based on what the AI thinks?
Yeah.
Do you know if we can do that?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
So for now, I think we have to assume that a response goes out. But if you are busy, then what you do is you just go change the prompt and say it's either free or not free, or it's either free or we're not going to pick it up. Or when you aren't busy, then you change the prompt to say there's a paid option. And going and fixing the prompt once in a while based on when you're busy is still going to be a lot less work than responding to all these emails.
So I guess for now, let's just make it free or not free.
Okay. All right, and now give it your free template and give it like the template response if it is eligible for free pickup, and then the template response for if it's not eligible for free pickup.
Should I say something like if it's not a couch, then it's not eligible also?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do we need to add anything more?
No, I think you can set, hit enter, see what it comes up with.
It froze.
Making some AI magic.
This will be cool if I can. I mean, I just think it's a matter of putting the work in. I'm pretty sure this can be figured out.
I think
It's,
we're about to
gonna be.
figure it out right now.
Oh shit! Do you ever
Yeah,
get these?
yeah, all the time.
They annoy me. It happens actually more often than not. Oh, don't
Okay,
freeze on me.
so one thing, scroll up. One thing we're gonna have to do is change the initial prompt a little bit. Scroll up a little bit. So here, wait, scroll down a little bit. Okay, here we said free pickup, paid removal, referral, escalation. So we should really just be saying
Free or
free
not free?
pickup, free or not free. Yeah. So change the initial prompt. Hit edit. Yeah.
Freaking edit button. Why does it not have the edit?
Open a new GPT. Like open a new window. You're also not logged in, so
What is this? Should I just paste the old one here? Like
yeah,
this?
absolutely. Yeah. Wait, you need to give it the context, right?
Okay.
Say, hey, you are the world's best prompt engineer. Help me engineer a prompt for my AI assistant who will receive, who will evaluate and respond to free couch pickup form submissions on my website.
Okay. Now I can paste the answer.
Yes, absolutely.
We need to change it to either free or not. Eligible for free pickup or not.
Yes.
Should we still do escalation or not?
No, not right now. Because there's another step. Let's just try to get this in place.
Just like that?
Yes.
Make sure there's no other place where it's use a different model. This thing is tricky. Oh shit, there we go. Check pickup eligibility by zip code. Within 20 miles. Determine if this couch. Evaluate the condition. Estimate resale value.
Okay, I think that's good.
I should tell it to only use one of the two responses I gave and not add its own stuff, right?
Yeah.
I can just add that one. So I put that here.
Mm-hmm. And then you can even name it something if you want. And just say only use the templates I have provided to respond to the email. To respond to the form submission.
And how do I give it the form submission?
Wait, no, scroll down, and then delete the second sentence above where it says keep your evaluation responses short, friendly, and confident. Okay, so I mean, it should be fed the email that it's responding to. No, that because remember when we tested it.
I think we should put it here, no?
Right. That's exactly. So that is being fed to it by front, or
well,
because you can do it in front, no?
Like get the like from
Yeah.
Like from the front step. It doesn't have the whole thing anymore like it did when we did it from front.
I see.
Here, let's just try it this way. Zip code, and then give it the zip code from the WP forms.
Yeah.
Or I guess I don't need to put that because it already has it in the text.
Yeah, it makes it even easier. Yeah, just add all the form fields.
And then the image. Can I add multiple?
No. Wait, you should do that in the form, no?
Well, I mean, if it has a separate image section, isn't because you know how when you do a GPT conversation, you attach an image. It's not the text.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe that's the best way to do it. We can always try that. I gotta parse the photos, but there's only one photo, so that's good for us.
So look, I think you can just include it all in the user message because it's already being uploaded to the cloud. So I would just add all the form fields here.
Or all the
new form entry. Yeah, just click all of them, right? What do you need removed? Maybe their name. Yeah, just include all the information. Why not? All right. And that's all the form fields, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
So now let's continue. See if this works.
It's a good couch, and we staged it, so I'm hoping it says it should be free.
I would, yeah, you can keep testing it.
Yep, it said free.
So what you could do while you're implementing this to gain confidence that it's making the right decisions
Set it as
is
a
just create it as a draft, or you could have it just send it to you,
yeah.
or create, send as a draft is probably good.
I don't know if I have the option to send it as a draft,
Create it as a draft.
unless there's a different one here. Yeah.
Well, maybe draft reply now.
Was there a draft reply?
Yep.
Yeah. Conversation ID, author, 3, 2. This is so cool. This is working. So
It took us about an hour 20 to figure this out. Not bad.
subject.
All right, and let's test it a couple times and then see how it goes.
I just tested it to see. Yeah, shared draft.
Yeah, I'm going to submit a form too.
So, in your experience, is it pretty good at the analyzing the photo stuff?
Let's find out.
Yeah. Are you submitting a good one right now, or a bad one?
We'll see.
Oh wait, I need to publish. Don't submit it. Or did you already submit?
No, I didn't. Just submitted it. All right, do you want to trigger the zap?
Should have just automatically. I just got it.
Okay, let's go look at front. See the draft.
It might take a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Sometimes it only checks every 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Can't you run it like manually?
Sometimes it doesn't look like you can here because it comes off of this, so like I can't make it run. I can go in and edit it. It says it stopped one. Let's see. Why did it stop this?
It's because you didn't find it in front.
It should delay. We should put like a delay there because there's going to be a delay between when you submit it and when front gets it, and so it's not going to find that. Wait, there's multiple reasons this could be happening. No, it should have the email from this. So the email is dynamic. I didn't put column. Let's put a delay step. 2 minutes is safe. Actually, 1 minute's probably safe.
Yeah, 1 minute's fine.
You want to just do it again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's definitely a small delay.
Yeah. You may also might be useful to have them include a little bit more information too. Like, for example, our form has quite a few fields,
Yeah,
and people still seem to fill it out.
yeah, that's true. I've kind of played around with it, just like adding friction and reducing friction. It's kind of just where we landed. Because I
Right.
can mostly just look off pictures, but obviously if the AI is doing it, it's
Mm-hmm.
a little different.
A little different.
Yeah, let's see. Did you submit it again?
I did.
Yeah, maybe we should have done 2 minutes. Hadn't notified me yet. Oh, you said no, it's perfect, and then submitted a dirty picture to confuse it.
Let's see. That's how you test.
Waiting. It's still waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. No, it hasn't. It's saying it hasn't. It's been halted, but it says okay. It halted it again. Should we change it to 2 minutes then?
I'm not sure why it's not finding it.
Said this.
Is it because the email is not showing up in front?
No, it's here. I have it. I see it. Um, it said the filter successfully stopped your run. Why would it do that?
Uh, because nothing was found in front. No.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So this is the step that messed it up.
Try a 2 minute delay.
Yeah. I gotta go in 10 minutes. I have a.
Yeah, I have to run too.
Hopefully, we can get one good one in. I have a SEO coaching call with the guy that you brought on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Manual.
yeah, he's cool.
Has it been helping?
Yeah, I would say so. He's told me some stuff. Um, I may just end up paying him for the service, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
Yeah. Uh, the only thing is like SEO is getting cooked, right? So
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I think local is still okay for now.
yeah, it's gonna it's all it's all gonna change pretty rapidly though. So
Definitely any query that ends in a question mark is cooked. So it's like if you're like, how do I do this, or where do I find this, or what's the best way to do this, that's all
mhm.
cooked. You're not ranking blogs
Mhm.
on long tail keyword questions anymore.
Right. And
But I don't need to.
like, right, you just show up in local search. But what's going to happen is like people are no longer going to go to Google for their searches.
You
They're going to open
think?
another app. It's
Who are
not
they
going to be
going to
Google.
ask?
I don't think it's going to be Google on their web browser. It's a like they have enough market share that it's going to be a gradual process. But as you can see, the like AI adoption timeline is actually quite rapid.
Yeah. You going to submit one more time?
Yeah, let me do it now.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. But I still think with local search, like, I mean, if someone's doing like a near me search, I think that'll be Google for a little bit of time. I hope. I mean, I just don't know what the alternative would be for like local stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like so even Google is unveiling new products now, right? So look, for older people, they'll probably still have some reliance on search, but I think younger generations are going to move off of Google search in their web browser.
So what, like a ChatGPT search for everything?
Yeah, could be another app. Could be a different interface. Doesn't have to be
You don't think
typing.
Google will just pivot?
Google will pivot, but Google has like 98% market share of search, right? Who knows what their market share of a new AI human computer interface is going to look like? Maybe it's only 20%, right? ChatGPT has 80% market share for consumer usage of AI.
Yeah.
So yeah, Google's like they have enough money, they have enough smart people. They're a great company. They're going to figure something out, but they were unbeatable for such a long portion, like for years,
Yeah.
decades. I don't think they're going to have that sort of supremacy in the AI world. They're pretty well positioned, but they're running into the innovator's dilemma, right? So they have this entire ecosystem of products, and each of those products can be an entry point for the new AI, like the new AI LLMs they're building.
How do you think the LLMs are going to monetize? Are they going to run ads too?
Probably.
Chat GPT ad. You pay to get the.
Yeah, yeah. Or they just like as you're browsing, there's like a window that pops up. Here are some like sponsored results that are relevant to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Check out these products, banner ads, like so. Yeah. Regardless, like if your core business strategy is predicated on Google search, it's time to start diversifying now
Yeah.
before it catches you off guard. Okay, so how is I submitted it by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still waiting since 5:51. So about should not be waiting. God damn. It filtered it. It found the conversation and filtered it.
Why?
Subject. It does contain free pickup. That doesn't make any sense. It literally, as you can see, contains free pickup.
So this step worked before when we were triggering it using the subject line of the front email. This time you have the WP Forms conversation subject, right?
Ah. Should we just remove that for now? Well,
It's
you know
going to
what we can
respond to
do?
it's going to respond to every email.
What we can do
So
is just.
can't you just use the WP? Can't you use the front conversation subject?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. See that?
Well, we can just we can see what the reply would be just from here.
Okay. Scroll down.
Have to do this. 'Cause, 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 want to do the one where you picked, where you said no, it's perfect, but then it was okay.
Those are all the forms I've submitted. So
Well, it was saying C was mine. It wasn't it.
oh, okay.
I think it was said. No, it's perfect. Yeah, that's the right question. Let's see what it said. It said free.
Said free.
Yeah.
Uh,
Guess we got to keep training it. I wonder if it's
Yeah.
able to see the pictures.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Should we try putting it in the image thing?
Sure.
Maybe that will help.
And mine was like a weird one, right? So it would probably do better with like generic cases.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not that. It's pretty often they say no, it's perfect, and it's not. So I don't know if it's that weird. Let's see. So I moved the image to the image tab. Let's see if it does well. No, it still said free.
So, I mean, the interesting thing will be this will create drafts for you. And so you'll be able to kind of assess accuracy.
Yeah. So what do we? Yes, we could try like one with like a white couch that's dirty, like obviously dirty, and see if it works.
Well, I think now you can just let it run for like a week
Yeah.
and just see how consistently it's creating the right response. And then maybe we can check in at a later point.
So everything should all be working now.
Yeah, if the workflow works, so on and so forth. Okay, I think you got to run. I got to run.
Cool. I'll
Good
let you
session.
know how it. I'll let you know in a few days how well it's doing.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right, cool.
Thanks
Ciao.
for the help. Yeah.
Yeah.